Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you two of my original card tricks that I came up with a long time ago. I hope you enjoy it. These have a couple of updated moves in them, and anyways, I'll be showing you the performances and the tutorial, so I hope you enjoy. So, the first one is called Attraction, and uses a completely shuffled deck. Let's get right into it. So, you would usually have two spectators with this effect, and we would ask the spectator to choose a card, but just to save time, we'll just use the top card here. So we have the King of Hearts and the Eight of Spades. So two spectators, they each choose a card. We want to take each of the cards and loose them into different parts of the pack here. So you can see 1 and 2, and squeeze them in, just like so. Pretty lost. And now we would ask the spectator, do they believe in attraction, like north and south? You know how magnets attract north and south, right? The same thing applies to playing cards, so we'll see if we can make that happen. All we have to do is summon the Ten of Spades. The Ten of Spades is kind of the magnet, so it attracts the north and south together. See what I mean is if I actually give the deck a little shake like this, it actually causes not only the 10 to change into another card because a magnet is so magical, but also it causes the two cards to be easily identifiable in the middle of the deck, and they've also attracted each other, just like north and south. And of course, to easily mark them, we have them face down, and of course they are the two selected cards. Okay, so let's talk about how to do attraction. This is a completely impromptu trick for beginners, and I hope you enjoy it. Alright, here we go. You need a deck of cards, and it can be shuffled by the spectators. You can do whatever you want. You get the deck back. What you're going to need to do is a triple lift. And so what I did in the performance was an ordinary triple lift, and then I flipped over the next card. What I would usually do in this case, though, is once I do a triple, I would do a Stuart Gordon triple lift like this. It's actually called the Stuart Gordon double, but anyways, you can apply it to a triple lift. So I'll show you how it works. So first you need to get the break underneath the top 3 cards. Now the way I do it is I do a pinky count under the top 3 cards. So now I have 3 cards here. For a good pinky count tutorial, check out Magic Zach 24. His pinky count is great, and so is 52 cards Assad from Decks and Contests. So what you could just do a normal pushover and get a break under 3 cards. Just try to get a break however you like. You can also do a thumb count under 1, 2, and 3 cards like that. Okay. So once you have your break, pinky break, you're going to do a triple lift. Again, okay, now I'm not going to teach you the Stuart Gordon lift, but I'm going to just teach you an ordinary triple lift. So the mechanics are, you have your break, you're going to come over with your index and second finger here, and then the back of the cards are going to be jutting against your ring finger. So what I do is I take my fingers and put them underneath the card just like this, and then I put my thumb on top, and the back of the cards jut against the ring finger, the highest knuckle here. I grab the cards, and I simply turn them over and in-jog them slightly. Now in speed, you don't have to worry about the cards splitting. As long as you hold the cards flat, the cards will not split. Obviously, don't keep it in this position for too long, or else the spectators will see the thickness, and it's more than one card. So what you want to do is, once you have this triple, you once again come over and pick up the triple. I move it to the side, and now I push off the next card and turn it over with the triple. So in this case, we have a 4 of hearts. Now what I do is I push over the 4 and put it on top of the 8, and then I flip them over. You do not want to put the 4 below the 8 and then turn everything over, because the trick's just not going to work. Because when you put the cards into the deck, you're going to be putting one of the selections into the deck and not an indifferent card. So you need the 4 on top of the 8 just like this. Then you take everything and flip them over. So now what you have on top of the deck is you have 2 indifferent cards, and then your 2 selections are right below it, 8 and the 4. Of course, the spectator doesn't know this. What you're going to do now is you're going to take one of the cards and place it near the bottom of the deck, and you're going to take the other card and place it near the top of the deck. Clearly, you have to get past the first 2 cards, and then just riffle down. But make sure the cards are separated at this point, and make sure the spectator can really see that the 2 selections are separated. So you push them in, and you can do a little dribble just to prove that there's no breaks or anything like that. Now what you have to do is you have to get these 2 cards face up in the middle of the deck, or facing the opposite direction in the middle of the deck. What I did was I did a mechanical reverse, so I turned the deck over and did a mechanical reverse to get these cards flipped over, and then I just did a pass, classic pass. But an easy way you can do it is you can take the cards, get a break beneath them, okay? And you can do a Braui reversal. So what you do here, let me give you a quick over the shoulder. So you have their break here. You're gonna lift off half the cards and flip them on top of the deck, like this, still holding your thumb break. You're gonna drop the rest and flip those over and put those on the bottom half. So now your two selections are face down in the middle. Let me go over this one more time actually. Okay, so your two selections would be face down, of course. You'd have your break, then you transfer to a thumb break. Now you drop half the cards, you move them to the top, so you flip them over with these fingers like this, and put those on. Of course, maintain the thumb break. On the front, your fingers are covering, so the spectator shouldn't be seeing anything. And then take the rest, you put those on the bottom. Okay? So now you're technically just sandwiching these two in the middle. Okay. So at this point, you can talk about, just give a spiel about attraction and all that, and just make sure, just build up the moment where you see two face down cards in the middle, and say the two selections have attracted towards the middle, but not only that, they've marked themselves differently from the other cards, and then you flip them over and reveal that they're the 4 and the 8. Okay? I created this trick about like 4 years ago when I first started Pianintendo Man channel. But anyway, let's get right into the second effect. Alright guys, this second one is called Unstoppable, and again, it was created about 3 or 4 years ago. Let's get right into it. So, cards are shuffled, cards are cut, a card is chosen by a spectator, okay, and let's just say they choose this card, Queen of Clubs, and we can take the cards and give them a quick mix, like so. Okay. Now we just need to see. The thing is, a lot of people think that magicians are cheating, right? They're like, oh, let me have the cards. I want to shuffle them, and they always think that magicians are cheating in some way. But the thing is, magicians don't have to prove themselves. At the end of the effect, they're going to be doing the magic anyway. But you know what? Just for this trick, I'll prove to you that I can really do this. So I'm going to take half of the cards and I'm going to turn them face up. Now I'm going to shuffle face up cards into face down cards. Okay? Just like this. And now we have face up cards interlaced with face down cards. Okay? Now note, this is not any ordinary triumph. The cards really are face down and face up in each other. Okay? What I'm going to try to do is still attempt to find your card in this mess and see if it's possible. Alright, let's give it a shot. Now, at this point, you can ask the spectator, would you like to cut the cards? And they can cut the cards as many times as they like. Okay, when they're satisfied, they give the cards back to you. And you say, okay, even after all that cutting and shuffling, face up into face down, I'm still going to try to find your card. Okay? And they're going to say, alright, let's see how you can do. How you can do it. So you say, alright, let's see here. Then you think really hard and riffle through the cards like they're talking to you. And you say, you know what, I think what's really cool is that your card is actually magically lighter than the others, and so it rises to the top. And through all these cards, it's found its way to the very top of the deck. The spectator's not going to believe you. You flip the card over. Boom. There's the card. Okay, so let's get into the explanation for Unstoppable. Let me mix these cards. As you can see, it's not an ordinary triumph effect because there is no triumph ending. This is just a magician finds the spectator selection kind of effect. So, as you can tell, it is a completely ordinary and impromptu effect. This can be your closer if you're a beginner, because you're going to have the deck pretty dirty at the end. So, if you want to save this for the end, you can do it. And obviously, you might want to do it at the end because the deck's already been exhausted of all its stacks, and it's not going to have any order to it once the spectator has done all the shuffling. So let's get right into it. A spectator selects a card, and let's say the 7 of Clubs in this case. What you need to do is, there's basically 2 ways to do it. You can first get it to the top, and then you can kind of show the deck around and show that it's not on the bottom or whatever, you can have a cleaner view at this point. Or what you can do is control it to the bottom, but just be careful not to flash the bottom card and show it's their selection. So what I did in the performance was I started by taking a selection, then I controlled it to the top, okay? And so I was able to show the deck pretty fairly. And then what I did was control it to the bottom, okay? Either way, you're going to need to basically know what the card is either way, but controlling it to the bottom is just, takes away a step. So once it's at the bottom, one way you can take a peek at the card is you can, well actually, you know what? You don't even need to know what the card is, and I'll explain why in a minute. But if you want to know the card, you can do a quick 360 in your hand and just take a peek at what it is. So you give a spiel about how magicians don't have to prove themselves, but you know what, just to make it more difficult, I'll do it anyway. So what you do is you take half the cards, around half, it doesn't really matter. Top half, flip it over, and remember to keep this packet face down because their selection is right on the bottom and you do not want to flash that. So you take both halves and you're going to do a riffle shuffle face up into face down. Now what you have to be really careful of at this point is because their selection is at the bottom, you're going to shuffle that off first and then shuffle a number of face down card or face up cards and then shuffle all the rest of the cards as normal. So what you don't want is to shuffle more than like a few cards and you don't know how many there are and then shuffle the face up cards. So basically the face up card is going to be your key card. So you shuffle their selection down and then face up and then the rest go inside. Now the state you have at this point is their card is still at the bottom and you may or may not know what it is, but you will know where it is. So at this point, if you spread through the cards and show the spectator, say, look, all the cards are completely mixed here, face up and face down. We shuffle them very fairly. You go through at the bottom, you can see that you have the 6 of hearts right next to their selection, which you know is at the bottom. So now you just remember the 6 of hearts is right next to their selection. Now at this point, the spectator can cut the cards all they want. They can mix them up by cutting, obviously. And after that, you say, and look, through all the shuffling and cutting and messing up the cards, I am still going to try to find your card. Now the reason during the performance, I made, like I said, the card was at the top, was because at the end of the cutting sequence, I had the selection basically third from the top. So I just basically put these 2 face-up cards at the bottom and then change it up a bit. But you can just change it to suit your performing style. So you go through and you look for the 6 of hearts. It's very simple, actually. So you just go through and you say, and if you have a table, you can spread out the cards, right? And show how fair it is. The cards are all face up, face down. And you say, I'm going to try to find your card in all this mess. And all you do is look for the 6 of hearts. And you know the face down card right below it is their card. Milk this part all you want, but in the end, you've just revealed that the magician is always awesome and can find the selection. And so that's 2 of my effects that I created a while ago for beginners. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and there's going to be something coming up very soon that I'll let you guys know in a little bit. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you all later.